this one, I don't know if a lot of people even knew about this album. It wasn't like a huge popular album. I got it because back in the 90s, I was really into the band The Toadies. They're a Dallas Fort Worth band. I spent a lot of time in Texas, in Dallas
Oh,
area specifically.
yeah.
So I was like, oh, cool. So I was on the hunt for always finding the Toadies stuff that, they had one big album. There was an EP that was floating around the ether somewhere that was hard to get your hands on. And then they were on like a couple different soundtracks. This is one of them. It's the Saturday morning cartoons.
You were telling me about that.
Okay.
Is that
It's,
coming out? Didn't they just come out on the record store day?
yeah, this is the last record store day. This one was. And as soon as I saw it on there, I was like, I'm getting that one. Because I had this album. You've got all these different 90s artists doing 60s, 70s, and maybe an 80s cartoon, or the what's his name, the guy that did crazy puppeteering stuff back in the day. Anyways, you've
Like
got,
Jim Henson or whatever?
no, it's they did like HR Puffin stuff, Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, stuff like that. I can't remember. It was some studio that put it out, and it was a bunch of weird trippy
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you've got Sponge, Matthew Sweet, Collective Soul, Butthole Surfers, Ramones, Reverend Horton Heat, which is another Dallas band that I liked back in the day.
Yeah.
Violent Femmes. You've got all these different people on here. Sublime, Wax. Oh yeah, there it is. There's the '90s one. It's Happy Happy Joy Joy, the Ren and Stimpy song.
Sure.
But it's it's a gatefold. I love it. It gives you a little bit of background on each cartoon that they're covering, and then 2 album. One of them is
cool.
Fun Green, and the other one is a Blue.
Nice.
But it is one of those ones where I always loved this album, and as soon as I saw it pop up for Record Store Day, I was like, "Yep, getting that one."
So you mentioned the Toadies, though, or what?
Yes.
What's the relationship to them? They got a song. They got a song on there.
Yeah, they did. Their song on here is they did the Ghoulie Get Together from the Groovy Ghoulies. I never knew that cartoon, but I like the Toadies.
YouTube, it'd be funny to YouTube those some of those shows.
Oh, I've tried to the HR Puffin stuff. That's the one.
Yeah, that's weird.
That one I've looked up before, and it's like this dude was weird, but he had some fun stuff making shows. I'll tell you that.
Dude, they're tripping balls on something.
Yeah, they were, but no, it's just I really like that album. It's a really fun one to have. So yeah,
awesome. That's a good one. I remember you saying that you should try to get this. I don't even think I saw it when I think it was sold out when I went.
When I went to Younger Than Yesterday, our store around here, he only had like 2 copies, and I saw somebody holding one. I was like, "If you see another one, let me. Can you grab it for me?" Somebody's like, "Oh, I just found one. It's right here," and he handed it over to me.
Nice.
It's nice. That's one of the things I like. Our Record Store Day, where we're at, it's basically one big long hallway with records on the side and a table going down the middle. And it's people constantly just saying, "Oh, I'm looking for this. If you see it," they're passing it back and forth and everything like that.
That is a cool thing about ours too. The Grammys place. There's one dude that will walk around and say, "What you looking for?" You go in line. You're just kind of once you even like get out of the main waiting line, you're still kind of wait for everybody. You can't just jump around people. You go to bin to bin. But the guy will be like, "What are you looking for?" And then I'll be like, "I'm looking for this, this, and this." He's like, "Do." You grab it. Like I asked for that or the Weezer Teal one. He's like, that one's out. Then I got there. I was like, I waited in line for like 2 fucking hours outside, and so like I'm like I don't know. I didn't even think the Pearl Jam one was going to be there, but it was. And like so I was just like, dang it. I was pissed, but they did have the that rarities one that they had with Weezer.
Oh yeah,
off of the Blue album.
Yeah, I picked up the Teal album. I didn't pick up the Rarities one.
That one's okay. I've heard most of those songs. Like I like back when like LimeWire was around. Me and the guys, we deep dive all the B-sides of all our favorite bands. So we had Pearl Jam's B-sides, U2. We had Weezer B-sides. So we heard of all those. And I think probably like 90% of the songs on them. But it's cool to have it all on one album.
Yeah, have that collection.
So, but like, man, there's some up there, man. Okay, for people that may not know, when have they discussed when the next one's going to be? Have they solidified what this year's RSC is going to be yet, or no?
Yeah, actually, I just saw something about that. I think they finalized it.
Honestly, I think the only one, unless something else touches my grabs my eye, I'm just gonna get that Billie Eilish for the Third Man Records. I think that's the only one
Just to do it.
for the third time, just to have it. I mean, it was a good album to have.
Well, and see, that's just it. I want to pick it up because I want to listen to it. I want to
Yeah,
know how it sounded.
yeah, it sounded cool. I mean, it was just him and her. Just he was just playing guitar.
Oh, come on. August 29th, September 26th, and October 24th. They're doing 3 separate ones.
Wow,
There's going to be different drops on each day, I think, is how they're doing it.
wow.
Which that could get kind of.
One
I
of
mean,
them was
that's
Black Friday, right? Because of the November. You said November was the last one.
August, September, October, and then they usually do still that Black Friday one.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're still planning on doing the Black Friday or if they're just doing both record store days on these 3 separate days. And I don't know if like August 29th is going to be one. From what I understand, they're doing 3 separate days, and there's going to be different albums on each day getting dropped.
Wow. I have to look into that.
Yeah.
They might be coming out with different ones than from the last list that I saw. They might have different ones, or unless they're taking that list and they're splitting up.
Well, ever since all this happened, I've kind of been like, oh, well, I have no idea what's actually going on.
Yeah. No one does.
No. Record store day drops for 2020. See, they're not saying a difference. It's just all one huge list of everything that's still coming out. So I don't know. I'll have to read up on it some more and figure out what the heck is going on because I gotta get my records.
I know. I need to try to make it out to Barnes and Noble. Hopefully that. We're trying to get out there tomorrow.
Quick side note: you're talking about Barnes and Noble, and we've talked about Third Man Records enough. American Epic, The Sessions. Do you know anything about this? It's a documentary that Third Man Records put out, and it is basically tracing music from the beginning to where it was. When did this come out? 2017, and it incorporated modern artists doing like old like songs like you've got Nas singing On the Road Again, and I'm talking like the pre-Willie Nelson On the Road Again. Like we're talking the original 1920s, almost hymnal On the Road Again, and he's singing that.
Wow.
There's just so many people on this album. Like you've got Alabama Shakes, Avid Brothers, Beck, Stephen Stills from Crosby, Stills and Nash. Jack White, of course, is on there. Willie Nelson teaming up with Merle Haggard. I mean, I don't know. You probably don't go into country that deep, but
not much.
The old country I love, like the Highwaymen. If you ever heard who they are, which is Cash, Haggard, Nelson, and Chris Christopherson, I think.
You're right.
Yeah, it's fun hearing those guys, but to hear those guys come back together again and kind of do an old-fashioned song is kind of cool to hear. But yeah, it's fun, and it's a documentary worth watching too. It's on Prime right now.
Really?
So, yeah. But that was a bargain bin, and it was funny because I just watched the first episode, and Melissa and I were going, well, let's go to Barnes & Noble because they had gift cards or something, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna see if they have this, and I didn't find it, and then I look over, and there it is sitting on the clearance section for like 30% off or something like that. So I paid like next to nothing.
I'm trying to think if we even have a clearance section. Now, do they put the clearance, like the vinyl and books together in the clearance section, or is it a separate vinyl?
No, it's our vinyl's separate from everything else at our store.
Ours is too. It's like a total separate area where there's even like they used to make it where there was actually another metal detector.
Yeah, and you had the listening stations and all that.
You couldn't even take the vinyl out of that vinyl area.
Right.
Which is weird because when you're out there, there's other little areas, little islands that have vinyl, which didn't make any sense to me. So I almost wonder if it was like a different company that was like, that was paying for that area. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that was a nice find.
I'll have to look. I really want to try to get out tomorrow, and I got a couple bucks that I could probably burn tomorrow. See, come back and we're like, dude, he spent like $500. Oh my god! You're like, dude, no, return it now. Don't be stupid. So yeah, that's cool. That man, yeah, I'm gonna have to look for that clearance.
Yeah, it's God. How many albums is it? It is one, two. Yeah, it's three albums.
How much did you pick it up for?
I want to say I didn't pay more than $40 for it because, like I said, it was like 30% off.
That's pretty good. That's good though. I don't mind paying that when you get so many records. You know, when you get the per vinyl. You know, when you divide it up that way.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's a cool set. It's been a lot of fun to spin.
There's a you ever listen to My Morning Jacket?
Yeah, I've heard them before, but I mean, I haven't done like deep dive or anything.
They have a live album that's called I don't know if it's really if it says like live at Okonokos, but it's like that's the name of it where they did it. It was called Okonokos.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea where the hell that is, but there's a big box set of that live album, and I don't know if it's got like it must have like booklets and stuff with it. It's damn near like $70, but I'm like it's like the quintessential like My Morning Jacket album to get though, because it's awesome. Like every song on it is like stellar. That you could piece them together if you want, if you tried. Because like I did like a little playlist on Spotify. I went through each song and did like the studio. I put like it's called Studio Okonokos.
Uh-huh.
I put it in the same order, so I'm gonna have like a A B. You can listen to both sides of it and see what the live one sounded like next to the studio, and it was kind of cool.
Nice.
It was fun to do, and but like it's like every song, one song after another, you're like, oh my god, it's so good, it's so good. And his voice gets a little to get used to, but they opened for Pearl Jam long time ago before they were even like super popular. They were starting to build a little steam, but I think being with Pearl Jam helped them a little bit. And so I saw them a couple times live. They put on a pretty damn good show.
That's cool.
It's weird because like their sound is a rock band. I mean, it's just straight rock, but like it has so much reverb. Like it sounds like you're in like a hall. You know, like when you're messing with like a stereo and you listen to different settings, and then in one it feels like you're like a concert hall. Yeah. That's what their music sounds like on a recorded basis, and then you put it into a live setting where if you're in a big arena, you're already getting that vibe, and then on top of more, they soak more of that on there. And you're like, man, it's cool, but it's a surreal moment because you're just like it's such a weird. I don't know. It trips you out kind of. It's the way that sounds. Man, we got some killer tracks on there. I recommend them. I don't own any of their actual records, but I've been wanting to. There's one that they had that was really cool. I can't remember now what album it was, but it was cool because it was a splattered vinyl. It was clear.
Those are cool.
It was splattered with different colors all the way around. It was pretty badass. Just never got picked it up. All right, my next one. I talked about it earlier. It's kind of like my holy grail in my collection. I wish it was in better condition. I really do. Dark Side of the Moon. One of probably Pink Floyd's best albums.
Yeah.
I think it's their best one next to The Wall.
I always liked Dark Side of the Moon more than The Wall.
I do too. I mean it's beat up, but it sounds almost better that way. Man, you listen to it and you're like right in the beginning of the heartbeat, and you hear a little crackles. You're just like you get the chills, man. It's like, that's the one where like, oh my god, the second you just sit in like a room. Holy shit! It's almost like you're sticking like music up your arm. It's crazy, man. I don't do drugs. I don't care if you do. People do or don't. You don't have to like listen to that album. You'll be transformed into a different dimension. Just listen to the shit on it alone. I'm almost gonna try to just hurry up and hook up my vinyl just to do it. I'll maybe just pull it up on YouTube or something just to get that vibe because you're just like soaked into it.
Oh yeah, because it's
God.
so late. That's another one of those albums where they layered the hell out of it.
Oh my God, man.
Lucas, actually, we were over in Bloomington, and he was flipping through the discount bin, and the remastered version of Dark Side of the Moon was in there.
Wow.
And he's like, this is when he just started to really kind of hit his stride in his own kind of music and all that kind of stuff. And he picked that up for like $25, the remastered
Nice.
version. And that one's gone up in value, but he listened to it and he's like, they're really cool. I'm like, yes, they are a really cool band.
God, bro. There's a gouge, man. You can see
Oh,
there's like a gouge that. Let's see if I can find it. I will find it. It's right on the outside here, and I'm just like you can see it like that took off about $200-300.
uh-huh. Oh, I know.
I
I couldn't believe when I was trying to, because the guy that I was kind of mentioning earlier to you, that I'm helping him go through his collection, he has the first American pressing of Dark Side of the Moon.
so I want to say that's what this one is, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look.
I mean, I can't remember the prices anymore, but his is, like I said, about $40, and it's pretty beat up.
Yeah, I've seen worse.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think I've got one in the basement that I just was like, no, too much water damage or whatever was wrong with it.
I'm gonna have to download this shit real quick. We'll talk for a second.
I'll tell you what. I'll go ahead and pull up my next choice. I don't know if you ever really listened to this guy. Melissa got into him, and I was like, I had one of his albums. Let's go buy that album next time if we see this album, we're going to pick it up. And it is Tom Waits.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never gotten into Tom Waits.
This is a good jump off point. It's one of his, excuse me, it's one of his more mainstream, user-friendly kind of albums.
All right.
I mean, the man's been making music since the early 70s, I think it is. And this one came out in 99. And
Okay.
yeah, I bought this album. I bought the CD years and years and years and years ago. And he actually started himself with the Brennan. I can't remember who it is. Anyways, Kathleen Brennan is one of the producers. Him and Kathleen Brennan have been going back and going through his entire collection and remastering every single one of the vinyls.
Oh wow!
And so it's pretty cool to see those pop up. We've gotten quite a few of those. Melissa collects Tom Waits, and I think we've got about 10 of his albums now, just because whenever she sees one, she buys it.
That's cool.
Yeah, but no, Mule Variations is a lot of fun. That's a great album. Great album. Dark, dingy. I always say it's the kind of music that plays in a dive bar where you smell piss and vinegar.
Yeah. I mean, I've listened to a couple of stuff. I've never gotten into it though.
Yeah.
I should try to dive a little bit deeper, give it a chance.
He's fun. I mean, there's some of his songs where it's, you can tell he was just doing it just because he needed to make a buck. But then there's other albums where it's like you can tell he had fun making it. So
that's cool. I don't remember my password on Discogs. I'm trying to reset it. Bastard. Why am I not using your email? Oh, my Lanta.
I know, trying to find the correct version of, he's got all the Led Zeppelins, and trying to find the correct version of Led Zeppelin is driving me up the wall.
Yeah.
There's so many pressings of Led Zeppelin 1, and it's just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you got to look. What's funny is a lot of the older ones, they don't have barcodes. That's the easiest way.
Yeah.
If the old one, if it happen to have a barcode, that's the best way to find out.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you got to go by label. You got to go with label pictures.
Oh, that's just it. I mean, Dark Side of the Moon, it took me a little while to figure out which version he had. Figured it out. I'm like, okay, cool. Led Zeppelin 1, I can go off of it gets to the point where they're like, well, you have to see what kind of etching is on the run out groove. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah,
So, like you look at the
the
etching and everything
number,
like that.
the
Oh
number,
my
right?
god,
Yep.
that or even some initials, because it's like, well, this one was produced by so and so, and this one was actually produced by so and this one's better than this one because of this. It's like, just I'm punching in the information. Just tell me what it is.
That's funny. Really, people?
Can't get in, huh?
For some reason, I thought I had the password saved. Do you do that with your phone? Do you use the save password function?
I
It
just
saves all of them.
no, I
It
don't.
it'll put it in for you, and you just have to like verify it.
Mhm.
Just like
I've never done that. I just all my apps I just kind of keep open, keep logged in.
Yeah, but some of them they just log you out no matter what. Like, say for instance, like your bank app or something that's gonna log you out.
Yeah,
I usually just I just have it like saved through the phone. I don't know how secure it is. They say it's pretty secure, but I don't
your
know.
information's out there already.
Yeah, it's probably true.
I mean,
Did I
you know the credit card companies they pretty much they know that you're going to get hacked, so they don't even call you half the time anymore and let you know that your information's been stolen. They just go ahead and block it. Like, wow.
well, I wonder if I did have it saved under. I'm trying to think if I have it had it saved under my Facebook login just through my Facebook though. No, because it says I have 0 on my list. That's not cool. Dang it.
And I was just looking at mine. I haven't looked at my list for a while, and not bad. I have 188 listed in my collection.
Do you have, if you scroll it down, does it have your estimated value?
Yeah, it's between 2 and 6 right now. Like
Grand.
low end is low end is 2 and the highest is 6. Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can figure this out here. I'll cut all this out.
Yeah.
Well, shit, this says that wasn't it either. Man, this is so bad.
Hmm.
I really want to find this out. Give me a second here. Like I said, I can always edit this dead air out. I'm kind of hungry. Give me my mail. Weird. Well, sure. I guess I'll have to look at it later. They ain't showing nothing. I was supposed to send it twice and it hasn't sent it at all. It says
Huh.
check your garbage if you don't get it in your main thing. Well, why would I get in the garbage, dude?
I get sick and tired because who doesn't recognize it? I get sick and tired of dealing with that kind of stuff. Holy crap. My boarding house reach is like going up in value. That's
Really?
weird. Yeah. The vault version.
There it is. There we go. Let me in, damn it. Incorrect username or password doesn't mean I just reset. I just reset the username. Oh, but it didn't. It didn't update it for some reason. There we go. Oh my god.
Are you gonna be throwing a phone against the wall here soon?
Oof. Unbelievable. Oh, nice. What have it?
Holy crap! The Crow,
Uh,
low end, 100, high end 2.
nice.
Wow.
It was at space Yahoo. I had that for those stupid space saves in there somehow, and so that's why I wasn't letting me in. Now I got rid of the
It's gonna
space,
kick you back out.
and now no, it's in there now. I think.
I hate that crap.
No, now I gotta have an activation. Another email. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's keep going. Oh well. Oh well. So aggravating.
Mhm.
It'll come.
Yep.
I'll get that email in like 10 minutes. Watch.
It'll be like a 15-minute. If you don't do it in 15 minutes, we reset it again.
Right.
So yeah.
Tom Waits. So that's I'll have to definitely check him out.
Yeah, please do. He's
His voice is super gravelly, right?
yeah, in his later years, yeah. There's a live at Chicago. Let's see. It is oops. Live at Chicago. Where'd he go? Tom, where'd you go?
Where did you go, Tommy?
Yeah, live at Ivanhoe Theater in Chicago, November 21st, 1976.
Damn.
We picked that one up. I can't remember where we picked that one up, but it's a great little album. He's got to be 2 sheets, if not almost all the way 3 sheets to the wind. And he'll play a song, he'll tell a story, and he'll play a song, and he'll mess up throughout a song and be like, I didn't like that second verse anyways. Okay, here's the next song. he's like, I don't care. But yeah.
All right, buddy, we're gonna go ahead and touch on the door.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, next one. This dude that he's kind of well known in the hip hop era. Kind of started the whole thing. No, it didn't start it. He was pretty detrimental in making this whole hip hop thing pretty big.
You bought Vanilla Ice. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, not quite.
Nice.
Dr. Dre the Chronic. Yeah, I picked this up at that same record store that I started with an H.
It'd drive you up the wall. Hula Hands.
Either way, this is an awesome album. I wish it didn't have this right here. There's like featuring. It was like I wish that was on the original. That was the remake. They're featuring the Snoop Dogg. The Snoop Dogg.
The Snoop Dogg.
But at that point, he was Snoop Doggy Dogg. That Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre.
Who knows? Him and Diddy just kept on changing their names. It's like whatever.
I know, man. Well, and then it has an N word here. Can't say that guy. That Ninja Daz. Okay. and then digitally remastered. It's an awesome album. I mean, it's got man. I remember this listening to this in my next door neighbor's room. She had it, and we listened to this for all the time. I think it might have been, she had the CD. It might have been just the tape at first, and it was great. I mean, it definitely.
That's a memorable album. That's for sure. It
92.
yeah, paved the way too. That's for sure. A lot of people came out after that.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah. Sue, let's see here. Well, you know what? You just dropped one of your rap ones. Here's my honorable mention.
That would kind of, yeah, mine would kind of. Oh, I love that album. Both of those
Yes, yes. Melissa picked this up for me for Valentine's Day, actually, which I thought was kind of
That's
funny.
a perfect album.
Yeah, I know.
Like your guys' relationship, kind of the way you guys are with each other. That's perfect.
But yeah, I only had a burned copy of this album back in the day, so
Yeah,
it was
same
kind
here.
of cool.
Yep.
Kind of cool to see this, to have this in my hands.
I love the way
Oh, hey.
you move.
I need to go back and, oh God, I love that song.
Great song.
That's one of my songs to listen to adjust my audio in my car whenever I get a new vehicle.
Yep. Yeah, I have a couple of songs like that too, where you're like, you know exactly how it sounds.
Yes.
So, like, if it sounds like in my brain, then this is exactly how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
I do that for my home theater stuff. Like if I ever get something new, like new speakers or something, I have a go-to song, and it's in my number one album. My number one album that definitely, like, you play there's two songs on the album, and you're like, I know exactly how this is supposed to sound, and
oh yeah,
you play that and you're like, yep, these are gonna work out really well. Yeah, that's awesome. Something. When did that come out? Those man, that
was 2001.
Really? Holy cow! I figured it was later than that.
It was 2003. I'm sorry.
Wow. Dang, doesn't it seem like nowadays, like 2000, like the year, like early 2000s is so far away now?
Yeah, Melissa does that all the time, where she's like, well, you know.
It is.
Yeah, like a couple of years ago, I'm like, honey, that was 15 years ago. She's like, what?
Yeah, it's 2000, the year 2000, when everybody thought we weren't gonna have any electricity because the computers are gonna
Y2K
20 freaking years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you remember what happened when it turned to 2000?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. The ball still dropped. The calendar switched over. The nuclear warheads did not explode.
Yeah. The guys at Office Space and Initech, they saved our lives. Remember, that's what their job was. They were to switch over the digits.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
At least that's what some of the guys' job. That's what.
Yeah. Well, I make everything 220. What?
Yeah. Well, you know, like computer is supposed to crash. But when did that movie come out though? Did that come out? That didn't come out in '99.
Yeah. It was either 98 or 99 because I went with my girlfriend at the time. We went and saw that. I'm dying laughing, and she's sitting there like, I don't understand this at all.
It's crazy to see that movie still. It still holds up.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have to do a top. Maybe next time we should do our top 10 movies. Not necessarily ones we have, but like we just like if I can figure out this like picture thing, or even if we just pull it up on our phone or something.
Yeah, there we go.
We'll have to do that next time. It'll be fun.
That's gonna take a while to comb through that list.
I know that's the problem. Maybe we can break it down to like genres.
Still gonna be a lot to comb through.
It might be a little easier though. Like
True.
we start with like your top comedies and your top like action.
There we go.
Then we'll bring it your top Al Pacino movies.
Exactly, like your favorite your Tarantino films.
This whole podcast was turned into your top 10 of everything. Hey man, there's a lot of like shows out there that.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah. We can do our own section where it just says with a bullet.
There you go.
So, what you got? What's another album?
Let's see. This one I'm trying to just, man. I wish that I had the earlier albums of this guy. Then they would definitely be like on my list. I think he's going to be more of an honorable mention for me though. Because I think I've only got 3 more back here that were like reserved just for my top 3. So this is going to have to be an honorable mention.
Gotcha.
So yeah, this dude, I like it. I like this album, but I think I like the first 2 albums like I said better. And it's back to his more roots of exactly where like when I first discovered him. But it's Childish Gambino.
I
Awaken My
remember.
Love.
I remember when you sent me the picture that you got that.
Yeah. This is the box set, and it's man, and it's got like remember I was telling you earlier with the Shenmue, they had that little ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think this thing came with like its own little like kind of proof of purchase ticket thing. But I mean it's cool. It's very weird, and the inside is very weird. The actual that ring glows.
That picture.
It glows in the dark.
That's cool.
Be cool if I can show you that, but it'd be kind of hard on the camera to show us some lamps. But the whole thing is just bizarre. I mean, this is just one of the sleeves in there. It's just
That's awesome.
It's more just weird things, It came with a Google cardboard, like where it folds into like the Google, put your phone in there and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost that. I think
no.
I think it got lost in a move because there was exclusive content that I never took advantage of. I don't know why I didn't. That you could like if you there's a code that you can like put in, and
Mm-hmm.
you can go on your phone, and it was like I don't know if it was like behind the scenes of making of or what, but it also came with a maybe I do have it. Is that it? I don't know. There's like a booklet that I think it's a lyric booklet. Nope, it's a picture. Holy shit! I don't think I've ever actually looked at this.
Oh wow. That's huge.
Yeah, that was the centerfold. My lady, oh my god! Oh my god! What the hell? This is just tripping me out, kind of. This is like half of like an even bigger picture. I'm wondering if the top part is in here.
Yeah, I heard something about how he said he's kind of done doing rapping now again.
See, that's what I was wondering. Have you heard his latest one? It's like it's a timestamp or something. It's like zero. Like, I don't know what it's called.
I don't know. I haven't heard it. No.
He just recently released it. Let's see what else is that? Goodies that I don't remember. But let's see. Oh, okay. It had this. This is a little like cardboard sleeve. That's what held the that Google Glass thing. I think,
Oh, okay.
or the cardboard thing. I think I still have it. I folded it up, and then when I moved, I threw a bunch of stuff in boxes. I think it's in one of those. I hope it's not smashed up. But if I find it, I'll addendum this. I found it. I'll put it in the comments. I found it. Like, what the hell? So yeah, it's cool. It's another one of those trickery dickery doos where it's the speed is 45.
Oh, okay.
So it's weird because it's only like 2 songs per side, and you're just like, all right, like 6 minutes later, you're like, get up again and change it.
I wonder why he did that.
I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I think the quality is better because
true.
The faster it's going around, but you have so much extra space.
Yeah.
They always say like the quality of your vinyl is better towards the outside rings. As you get closer, that's why I don't go so far. But then when like 45s, they were just so cheap, and they're just like they're already going so fast in that small circle. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely talking out of my ass. I don't know.
Makes
good chance. It's a good chance of that though. Yeah, 40. It doesn't make sense. I always wanted to know why there's 45. Yeah, some virtual reality content that says on the front here.
Hmm.
Oh well. About him rapping though. See, a couple years ago, I heard that he was going to, um, he was like changing his name.
Oh,
But
really?
I'm wondering if instead of changing his name, he just changed his style.
I don't know.
Because those first two albums, Camp and Because of the Internet, are just awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like I'll still listen to those every once in a while. And like Camp is super aggressive. Like there's a lot of aggressive songs on there.
Hmm.
But and then Because of the Internet, I mean they got a lot of killers on that. But his newest one. So then, like, This Is America. We thought that maybe he was when he came out with that. I thought maybe he's gonna get back to his rapping.
Yeah.
Cause Sober was good too. Like not Sober, but the Kawhi album.
I've got.
Let's forget about that one too.
I remember. I've downloaded a couple of his albums. I can't remember which ones for sure though anymore.
Okay, so that's where I got the 00. The most latest one is just a date. It's the date that he dropped. It was 3/15/20. That's all
Oh,
it is.
okay.
It's a white album. real clever there,
Hey,
Donald.
Danny.
Donald, not Danny. Not
I know. Donald.
Danny
Jeez.
Glover. Danny Glover.
It's getting late. Yeah.
It is. Well,
Have you've seen his stand-ups before, right? Where he's like, "I'm not related to him."
yeah. Yeah, that's funny. He's got a song with Ariana Grande in here.
Hmm.
It's weird because, like I said, when I said timestamps, okay, it starts at 000. That's the first song, and then there's 3 songs that have names: Algorithm, Time. Oh no, take it back. 2 songs that have names, and then it goes into timestamps: 12:38, 19:10, 24:19, 32:22.
Hmm. Who
Okay,
knows?
weirdo.
Makes sense to him.
I guess. All right. You got any more? You got a couple more, don't you? You got a couple more honorable.
I'm down to my top 3 now.
Oh, okay. Well, hit it out of the park, man.
Okay. Well, we've talked about this man. We both agree he's an amazing artist, and this is by far, I think, one of his greatest albums.
Yeah, quite. Oh, that Lazaretto.
Yes.
I wish I owned that album.
Have you heard about all the stuff that's on this album?
Mm-hmm.
You play it, and you know the
Angel.
Right here, you've got 2 songs, one on this side, one on that side. You've got the Angel hologram. You know, it plays one way on one side, plays one way on the other side, and then you've got on the run out groove, you've got the crow, the cackle of crows that keeps on happening, and you can just let it sit there and keep on continuously playing.
Yep. And then it also has one side is like the classic way that vinyl used to look, which grayish.
Oh, really?
And the other side is dark black, like how modern day vinyl is.
Huh.
One side should be a little light, a little gray, like gray.
Yeah. I never knew that before.
Yeah, there's a video that he did like on YouTube that you can see where he talks about all the different things.
Well, I'm trying to get my hands on the Vault version because there's a black and white photo on the front, and there's 2 different color variations. There's the lightning bolt, and then there's the tri. The lightning bolt is the one I want to get, where it's black with the blue lightning bolt coming through the middle.
Oh wow,
it's gorgeous.
I wonder how they
do that. Gorgeous.
That's pretty cool.
But I had to get that one. And then have you seen the? They have the 12-inch of this out also somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it, but there's a 12-inch out, or not 12-inch, Texas size. I don't know if you've seen those yet.
Texas size?
Yeah, they're called Texas size. They're huge vinyls.
Can you even play them?
On certain players, yeah, but it looks really cool sitting on a shelf.
Texas size? What?
They're huge. It's like a bigger size, supposedly. I've seen them pop up a couple times here and there. Different artists are releasing their albums on a Texas size.
Hey, that's crazy. I want to get a new laptop or a new turntable because I have a semi-automatic now.
Okay.
That won't let me play those inner tracks that are on the label.
Yeah.
It won't let you get there. Once it gets there, it pops it right back.
My Sony that I have downstairs won't let me do that, but I've got the Audio Technica 120, and that one you have free range
That's
to
a
do
that's a
whatever.
that's completely manual. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I like the fact that like when like you can either it'll automatically shut off for you. I like that.
yeah,
And I also like if you hit like a cut button where like you hit it and it'll just stop it and bring it back and set up. I like that, but that's just why that's why people have more than one
yeah,
different things like that.
yeah.
They have some that are like the fully automatic ones. Have you ever seen those?
I don't think so.
They have a lot of some of them have like a number pad like on there. It's like a pad, like buttons up to 12, and you just hit like one, and it'll
Oh,
find that
that's
first
what that's for.
groove, and it'll find it. You hit 5, and like if it's past, if it doesn't find it, it'll shut it off, and it'll tell you to flip. It'll like not tell you, but it'll shut off, so you know to flip it over, and then it'll find like that 4th, 5th, 6th groove and play. It's badass.
Huh.
And sometimes you can program them to where like it'll be like you play 6, 5, 2, 3, 1.
See,
About
I
that.
remember my grandparents had a stereo system where you could do that, where it had the dial on it. You could, or like the little turn dial on it, and you could pick where you wanted it on the record to go next.
That's cool.
And he used it only for whenever he played his Christmas albums. So I was like, okay, whatever.
There's even some that they're called linear tracking. When I think those that I had one that was I got in a sale on Facebook, but it was broken and didn't work. I don't know how much. I don't know if it was a belt. It might have been an easy fix. I don't know if it was or not, but I think I ended up like trashing it. But it's where you put it in there. It's like a clamshell lid.
Mm-hmm.
You put it in there and then you shut it down, and it's almost like a DVD player or like a CD, old school CD player. And
Yeah.
And instead of having an arm that pivots like on a thing, it goes on a track.
Yeah.
And I heard those are not as good because they don't sit in the groove the same way because of the slight angle of going this way.
Right.
And but I've heard that they're convenient because sometimes like they'll get to the end and they'll flip upside down and it'll play the bottom, so you can have continuous play.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, some higher end ones do that, and they have that also where you can set the little. They're all digital, so like you can set like hit the arrow up to like 5, and then you see it like you see like a little window. You see the little like this gauge like moving to like 5, and then move to 6 or whatever. It's pretty cool.
Huh.
Pretty high, it's fancy shit, but then a lot of people, people always want the bare bones. I'm gonna put it exactly when I want it. It costs my stylus costs $25,000. You ever seen some of those high end crazy ass styluses?
Yeah, I want to get when I get a new stylus, I have one picked out, but I'm hoping my stylus holds out a little bit longer because I don't want to drop. I mean, I'm only spending, in the grand scheme, it's $100 for a stylus. Yeah, that's a lot for a stylus. But man, these people spend some money on some styluses, especially some of these old school collectors that are finding like trying to repiece like the record players from like the 60s and 70s. Holy crap, these guys are nuts. But hey, that's their hobby.
I think I had my last stylus before this one. I have to replace this one because something happened to this one in the move, and like because I went to go look at it and the actual stylus was like should be sitting like this and like that, and
Ouch.
I bent it back to where as far as I could be, it didn't break luckily, but it still doesn't sound quite right. But the one just before it definitely didn't sound right because I think it screwed up a couple of my records where it actually grooved it. Like it actually started like because like you'll play that record with like a new needle or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll sound poppy as hell, but it's a brand new record, like a newer record. And you're like, I think that jacked up from that last stylus.
Ouch.
The thing is with mine, I have a stupid like you have on your what kind of a brand name is your stylus?
It's just the one that came with Audio Technica.
So it's another Audio Technica brand.
Yeah.
Some of them I have an Audio Technica branded one too, but mine's not the way yours is. Yours is probably a 1/2-inch mount where it has the 2 screws at the top. You can kind of like adjust it this way and just pop it off. I have a P mount, which is like something that they tried to do back in like the 80s and stuff, and it's hard to find. Aside from the same Audio Technica, Audio Technica has like 3 different style of P mounts cartridges, but like you can't find hardly anything else I think Grado came out with one a long time ago, so you can find a Grado sometimes. Shure came out with one that you can still find every once in a while. They're about $50-$60. But if you go looking for it, there's I think it's called the Vinyl Doctor or Doctor Vinyl. You can get it off his site for like $60, but you can't. But he can't tell you when you're gonna get it. Like I don't know if he's trying to like outsource it or something. Because like if you go to some places and look up that Shure vinyl or that record or what's saying the needle, they're like $120 for the same exact thing. So I'm just like,
What's he getting?
yeah. Oh, my internet connection's unstable. Great. Am I still going?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Too like this time of night, it always like, kind of craps out of me for a little bit. So I don't know. I'm hoping that I can get that one because I need to just go on there and buy the bullet. I mean, I kind of like I'm holding on to $50 bills if I don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm just like I want to pay. I might as well just spend the money and just get it and be done with, or buy another Audio Technica, a newer one that's like $25-$30.
Yeah.
The ones that for that are cheap. They're not as much as the P-mount ones. But I don't know. Anywho. All right. So that was your third, right?
Yes.
I had a brain fart. What was it again? Oh, it was,
That was number 3, Jack White.
Yeah, Jack White. Yeah. All right, man. I'm having trouble deciding how I want to order these. I think I'm gonna go with my original thought. This album took me a while to find. I didn't know that they reissued it because when it first came out, this is one of probably the first big concerts I ever went to when I saw them during this album, and it was huge. It was at the Soldier Field. I went with I think Luke was there, my buddy Caleb and Chris were there, and we sat the very last row at almost as far as you possibly could be at Soldier Field before before they did the renovations. Like they have a lot more seats now, so this was before the big renovation that they did. But that's still pretty far away. But the stage is huge because this band over the last couple of years has been huge. Besides their stages, and U2
Pop. That is such an people bash the hell out of that album.
Dude, this
is a good album.
Oh my god, dude! This, like I said, I didn't know it was on vinyl until where was I? I think I might have been at Barnes and Noble. I think it was, and I saw it. I was like, "What the hell?" Because a couple of years ago I looked it up and I couldn't find. I could only find the original pressings. And they're going for like $100.
Of course they are.
I'm like, dude, I'm not paying that. And so then I saw this. I was like, whoa! And like, it's got like, I mean, I don't think it has anything super special. It came with this weird. It's weird. It's a sleeve, but definitely nothing is in it. Because the record that it comes with has its own little plastic sleeve. So why would you put this sleeve in the other one?
I've gotten a couple ones like that where they have the nice plastic sleeves and they just have the insert just for like the nostalgia or whatever.
Yeah,
or if you want to do that.
Yeah, because it's got two of them. So it's like, all right. I think it's got some other kind of like, might still have like the discount, like a digital discount code or something too. But I saw it. I was like, dude, this album is awesome, and like, this is one of the first like early, like you know, god damn, early albums I remember having like on a CD and like you know, listen to the crap out of it. You know, it just kind of it birthed me into even liking U2 in the first place, you know, which is so weird because it's like such a weird album, but it's like
it's awesome definitely a very weird album compared to what they've done before. And
yeah, it's no Joshua Tree. I mean, Joshua Tree is like on pillars, you know, people are like hold that up, but then when people say hear pop, you're like what? And this is because they went all crazy. They had that, like I said, the concert. They had they came out of a gigantic lemon. Like
weird.
Well,
there's a song Lemon. That Zorupa tour.
Yeah.
Or Zoo TV or whatever it was.
Zoo TV was a tour name. Was a tour name of it. But yeah, that was like another crazy. I didn't even know about them when this came out. I didn't even know about that yet. I knew about like you know a little bit of Joshua Tree, but I was such
Yeah.
I felt like such a new being in high school and not really knowing about like this huge band.
Yeah, I got one of my past stepmoms. She was huge into U2, so I got broken into that one real early, and I had Achtung, I had Zerupa, and then I don't know if I bought the full album of Pop, but I know I had the Discotheque maxi single that had like 5 different versions of it or something
Yeah.
like that. But
Yeah, that was a time when the maxi singles were huge. Bands
yeah,
would put out like 5 like remixes of like one song.
yeah,
Or
and it's like,
yeah,
well, one mix is only like 30 seconds longer. It's like, okay,
yeah, and you want to get it because you feel like it's a collection, like a
yeah,
collector thing, but it's probably not really. I don't know.
no, all
So
right,
yeah, so one more last thing. I always said that I wanted to, if I ever wrote a movie, I've been like the last couple of years. I was like, dude, I really want to write like a sound, I want to write a movie, like a
Mhm.
screenplay, but the soundtrack has to be every single song off this album. It doesn't have to be in that order, but every song, I'm like, you too. I'd like to put your music in. Cut me a deal. Wouldn't it be awesome though? Like every song goes like from an album. I mean, I
That would
don't
be
know
cool.
if I've ever heard that before. Like a band like was like licensed to for their entire one album was used in the movie. Because there's so many different. It would be like I have like a thought in my head on what it'd be. It'd be almost like a wrecked love story kind of like, type thing.
Yeah,
And there's some songs on there that it's just like, and I almost want the songs to be. I want the song to be part of the movie where it is the protagonist is he's listening to like a song, one of the songs, and he's like feeling the emotion from the song, and it's fucking up because his life is getting fucked up. This song is actually like almost healing, or it's adding to it. It can be a number. It can be a number of things. And it'd be cool to have like a movie that was like that where the music was like played. It was a character,
yeah, yeah.
and I can't think of a movie that does that.
None that I can really think of. I mean, I've always wanted to do the whole, there's always like those songs where you're like, yeah, this song's a guy walking in a desert. Yeah. This sounds like a guy riding a surfboard.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I've always wanted to do that. Like, what's the internal picture that people think of this song?
Yeah. There's a couple songs on there. You're just like, oh, I can picture it. I can block the entire song in my head on what's happening to this dude that's freaking out about something or whatever. It gets so intense. So maybe start off real slow, but then the song progresses. I mean, the Please on that album is like it starts off, but there's right at the end he's like, get up off your knees. It's like, oh my god, it just brings me like the tears just thinking about that. It's so awesome. It's crazy. All right, yeah.
All right. This one might be kind of everybody's gonna be like, oh, really? But I've always liked this one.
Oh, yeah, of course. Especially on vinyl, it's cool.
I mean, this was the first time Pat Smear played with them, wasn't it? First time he was recorded playing with them, I think, was for this album. I think.
I don't know.
I know he was asked to play on this, and I think that was the first time he was recorded. But I just love that. And, like, to hear the songs that they picked that weren't their own, it was kind of the first time that I ever realized, oh, I want to hear what these guys are listening to. And, like, that, like, The Man Who Sold the World, that got me into listening to David Bowie and really starting to do deep dive into music and realize that it's not just a song that's called Come As You Are and there's, a scrambling of words. It was just, I don't know. This album just kind of turned me on my ear onto music and looking at it a different way.
Yeah.
I mean, MTV, I think they'd already done a couple Unplugged albums before this, but for some reason this one just really stood out to me, and I was like, okay, so this is what I need to start listening to music for.
Yeah, and I think I like that one because you kind of see what you were talking about, like old school country. I mean, there's a couple of songs on there that are just like quintessential, like almost like a Hank Williams type.
Yeah,
like old, like I can't even think of the names of them right now, but it's just one of those things where you're like, okay, he can definitely pull off like an old like crooner country
I
artist.
mean, I don't know. That album's a great album.
I got a question for you. Do you think that the Foo Fighters would exist if he was still around?
I think another band that Dave Grohl would have started would be around Foo Fighters per se. No, I don't think so. But like as we've
He's
seen in
running all music.
documentaries, he was writing that stuff while Nirvana was still around.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just
And
wondering how if they would have made it been as popular. The Foo Fighters are one of the top bands in the world.
oh yeah,
I wonder if he would have been, if both of those bands would have like been equally successful.
oh
Like if Nirvana would have burned out after a couple of years, maybe he still was in drug use, but he never killed himself, or like
yeah.
Courtney didn't pay to kill him. Allegedly, this is going public, I guess. To say I was asked for getting sued. You know what I'm saying though? Like I always wondered that. I'm like,
Yeah, like would that stuff actually happen, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, we know nowadays Dave Grohl's, multi-talented and, he can do all this kinds of stuff. So it's like, was he, I'm trying to remember, was it, I'm trying to remember if it was Sound City or not. Was it Sound City or was it Sonic Highways where he's talking about when he was recording those songs and before Kurt died and had Kurt listen to that stuff. And Kurt was like, dude, you just need to go ahead and do this. You need to get this music out there.
yeah, I remember hearing that too.
And it's like, wow, that's kind of cool. Because, I mean, they were the biggest band in the world at that point in time. For him to say, you need to go off and do this, that's pretty impressive.
Wow, man, that's really weird to think about.
He would have been 51 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. There's pictures of like what his age would have, how he would have looked now, and it's like, yeah, that's Kurt.
How do they do it? They like still keep him like long hair or shorten it up, or
No, I mean it was the Rolling Stones cover where it's just him and it's like this close, and it's like the black and white kind of picture. Well, they took the color version and aged it, and he's got a few more wrinkles and stuff like that. And it's just kind of like, you guys kind of half-assed that one.
Mailed that one in. Did that one on your phone, didn't you?
Yeah.
Bastards. All right. Getting down to the top two. This is, man, I'm juggling between these two still. I think it's going to have to be. Okay, I'm going to have to just pull the trigger. This band, this is another one that I didn't know that it even was available because when it first came out, I didn't bother trying to get it like on vinyl for some reason. It's not a very old album. I guess now it is. 2013. I don't even think they've come out with anything since then. Huh. But when it came out, they had like I remember I saw an unboxing on. You ever watch Unbox Therapy?
No, I do, but not like regularly. I've seen a couple episodes. Yeah.
He did an unboxing of this album. There's a box version of this, and it was pretty cool. It had, and I love leaving the suspense. You're like, what the fuck are you talking? What album are you talking about? Maybe you're just like, get to it already.
Oh no, this is fun.
So it was a box set. It was really cool because you can pull out the different vinyls. There's a couple of vinyls, the booklet. There's like schematics, and like you see like the breakdown of different like machines and shit. And you're like, what the hell? And then you have like the records. I think you even got a CD with it too. And then there's a medallion right in the middle. It was just like a gold medallion. Pick that up and you can twist it and like pop off. I don't think you twisted it, it'd probably break it. You just pop off as a USB drive.
Okay.
And it had the album on that too. It was trippy as shit. And like I don't even know how much they're going for now. I'll have to look them up later. But it's a little band from another UK band.
Nice.
I mean, this album, it sat me on my ass when we're not right away, but later after I kind of like listened to it more and more.
It's a great album.
I bet you this isn't on half of like top 10 people's top 10 list because I mean it's Daft Punk. I mean maybe a lot of British people might be into it, but it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of like I don't know a whole lot of people when I mention Daft Punk. They're just like oh yeah, they're okay. But like, and I think they got hurt a little bit by Get Lucky. That song is actually amazing if you actually
Oh
take the
yeah.
time to listen
Oh
to it.
yeah.
It's not this pop song that like about getting laid, but like it's just like, dude, it's got fucking Nile. What's his name?
Pharrell Williams.
No, well, yes, but what's
Oh, Niles, the bass player.
no guitar player? The
Oh,
dude
guitar player. Who am
from
I thinking then?
oh my gosh, I'm so mad. I was not. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Lucas actually has a Discovery on vinyl. I think it's Discovery.
Which one was that?
That's the one. What's on that one? Is that the one that has One More Time, Aerodynamic, Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger?
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
So that's the one that they made the movie to. Which, did you ever see that?
I don't know.
Oh, the guy that did Akira. He did a movie that, well, like you kind of talking earlier, using the music.
Mm-hmm.
There's like, I don't think there's any dialogue whatsoever, and the music's just playing and the action's happening. And it's Japanimation. It's you'll have to look it up.
That's cool.
You'll have to look up the Daft Punk movie. There's two of them out there. There's the Japanimation one. There's one that they did themselves.
Wow. Nile Rodgers is the guy I'm thinking of.
Okay.
He is like quintessential for like the '70s band Chic,
Yeah.
and he plays the guitar, but he's got this certain like little weird like the way he plays the guitar. It just is like almost every song has that little weird little like string like strum that he plays on there, but like you hear that and you're like, oh, that's Nile Rodgers. I totally brain farted on his name, but he plays on a couple of the songs. He plays on that. He plays on Get Lucky. He plays on Lose Yourself to Dance. And this is the album that I was telling you about. This is the album I put on when like I'm starting to listen to new headphones or new because Lose Yourself to Dance has this low bass like note that plays throughout the whole thing, and it sounds so freaking awesome. And then Get Lucky is the same type of thing. And the only reason I got really turned on to that whole thing is when I was like looking through. I'd go be on a YouTube dive about like hi-fi audio systems, like demos and stuff, like where they'd have like really nice microphone setup. Even though YouTube condenses your sound, but like some people found a way around it to where like you can kind of experience a higher end. If you have like a somewhat high end audio, you listen off your phone, you're obviously not gonna get the effect. But you're listening to it on your phone or on your headphones or like a nice set of speakers, you can kind of get a feeling for what those speakers might sound like. And there's a lot of people they'll play those songs, and I was like, oh my god, that sounds awesome. And then when like you listen to the whole thing, the dynamic range is so wide, where like it just there's a sweep of highs and lows through that whole album.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
It's so great. That's why it's such a good like reference. I guess that's the best where you can use the best reference album you can use for like tweaking your system, or if or like you think your album's pretty cool. Let's put this on and see how it sounds. And then that's blowing your way. Then you're like, oh shit. Fucking the dude from the Strokes is on here.
Yep.
He's got a song.
He's done a couple different songs with them throughout the years.
Has he?
Yeah.
What's his name? Julian Casablanca.
Yeah.
Instant crush. I mean, the whole thing. The dude that like basically became over, or basically came over. I can't speak tonight to get to that point. The guy that basically created like synth music is on here. His name is Giorgio or whatever.
I don't know that.
Like he's one of the first guys that decided to mess with a synthesizer in the music. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I mean, the album is like insane.
I'll have to check that. I'll have to give that another spin.
God, it makes me want to like. I'm just moving all my stuff into my room right now, and so like my home stuff is set up, but like my record player's not set up yet. And just like, damn, man, it just makes me want to. It was earlier than I had set that shit up and listen to them. Good thing during the day is like I'm usually here by myself for most of the day in the morning. So, and if not in the morning, but early morning, like early afternoon maybe. And my my roommate, he doesn't care much. Anyways, he does like a home business type thing, and I'm in such a great spot in the house, like above everything.
Yeah,
I can't disrupt much, so I can just kind of crank it a little bit more.
that's cool.
Yeah. All
I
right.
have to keep it. I have to keep it down for the Wii one, but
Yeah, you got a little one.
every once in a while it kind of gets cranked to 11. So
Yeah, that's fun. That's what it's fun too.
okay, so my
Mm-hmm.
number one, and
Down to number one. I thought you had one more.
nope, this is my last one right here. This one, you and I have both agreed as audiophiles go, this album has always been amazing sounding. Um, Way back in the day when it came out with a really special digital release, we both bought, or not digital release, some kind of special crazy release when they redid it again in the early 2000s. We both bought this album, I do believe. I know I
Really?
had it. I'm pretty sure you bought it too. Um, I've seen him in concert. He's easily top 3 for concerts. And it's, like I said, one of those albums where every single time I listen to it, I hear a different sound. I hear something that I didn't hear before.
Mm.
And depending on if you're listening to your car stereo or your headphones, you're going to get a different experience with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is Nine Inch Nails' Downward Spiral.
Nice. I didn't buy that album, but yeah, nice.
Okay. I can't remember if you did or not because I remember Target had it. So, but I don't know. This album, I mean, introduced me to a new genre of music.
Oh yeah.
It introduced me to. I never realized that there was people out there that could make this kind of album all on their own. You know, I mean, he had some help with like Flood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the fact that one person, this came out of one singular person's mind,
It's insane, dude. Yeah, I 100% agree with you.
And like I've said, as an audiophile, it is a gorgeous album, just gorgeous.
Is that a remastered version?
You know, I'm not sure. It's a 2017
version. I've only listened to it in a car.
Okay.
I've always seemed it to be a little thin.
Really?
Yeah, and I almost want to hear it on like something that has my car stereo is actually pretty nice, but that doesn't matter always all the time. And so I'm wondering. I always known it to be thin, so I wonder if it's a remastered. Did he thicken it up at all? I don't know.
One thing that like on Closer, you know, there's.
It sounded amazing. Oh, Closer.
Yeah. Okay, you know, Closer at the very end, he's doing the little ding, 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 ding.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to it on headphones and like quality headphones, and you're listening to a quality recording of it, that sound is throughout that entire song. You can hear it very faintly throughout the entire song. And there's just stuff like that like you don't hear it until like you put on the headphones and you really listen to it and just focus on that. There's so many layers to that album. It's awesome. It's good.
I wish Madison was here right now because we totally talked about this not just the band but that album. Like the last time I had her, like it was the last like 2 weeks ago. And it was a very quick education for her, and like I let her listen to like songs that swear me down.
Yeah,
she's heard them all. She's never asked me questions about certain what they mean or anything. I just let that kind of go. She's like, if she asks me, I'll sugarcoat a way of I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but
yeah,
she doesn't really ask. She doesn't really know the meaning of a lot of them, so. That song is very explicit, but I just kind of like trying to just took that kind of lighthearted, but I still let her listen to it.
Yeah,
but it was brief. We didn't listen to the whole song, but we went down like a very brief rabbit hole because just before I taught her, I was teaching her about that one or educating her about that one. We were listening to With Teeth.
Oh.
And if I had that in my own sitting here, it'd probably be sitting right at number one.
Yeah, I need that one. Maybe that's what I was thinking. That's what I
That
was thinking. I
album.
think maybe we both bought the special of that one.
Well, I know we were looking. That might have been the one we were looking for the dual disc. Were we looking for a dual disc?
Yeah, I think so.
I have the dual disc somewhere floating around. It might be gone, long gone now. I might have to try to buy it again. But I don't really have a 5.1 system anymore, so it wouldn't really make much sense. But that being said, it's really funny that was just your number one, because we were just talking about that with her. I was just like, I'm trying to, like, I'm pushing her. I don't care. It'll catch. The music vibe will catch with her.
Mhm.
And, like, I don't care if she doesn't care for it right now. I think she'll eventually will appreciate, like, the music that I grew up with and everything as time goes. And people are, we'll just let her like what she likes. I'm like, I'm gonna let her like some stuff like that, but I am not a slouch when it comes to music knowledge. So
Right.
I want her to have that. And I'm not saying that to be braggadocious or anything. I think I've got a decent, like, variety of music that I like that is awesome. And
Mhm.
some people might not think that, but I don't care. That's everybody's opinion.
Sorry. Quick side note. At work, we've had to have a temp guy, and I had a temp guy this last week. We were talking and stuff like that, and I go, "So, do you like rap at all?" Because the new Run the Jewels album came out, and I was listening to that, and I was like, "Do you like rap at all?" He's like, "No, I don't. I don't like rap. I listen to Five Finger Death Punch." I'm like, "Oh yeah, who else do you listen to?" He goes, "No, I only listen to Five Finger Death Punch."
What?
I go, "So you don't listen to the radio?" He goes, "No, I always have my headphones in, or I'm on my car. It's always Five Finger Death Punch." I'm like, why would you limit yourself? I'm not saying they're a bad band. I'm not saying they're a good band. I don't really know much about them.
I don't really care for them.
But I'm just like, why? Why just listen to one band? Like, how? How can you do that?
I don't know either.
And I thought he was joking. He's like dead serious. Like, I looked at his phone while he was flipping through it. Like, we were sitting there and he's like, yeah, here's what I listen to. It's all Five Finger Death Punch. I'm like,
how many albums do they have? I mean, if they had a
uh,
decent number, then maybe I could see it, but I don't know. If they had like 2 albums, you're just cycling through 20 songs for your whole life, that'd be horrible.
yeah. I'm like, there's so much out there. Just let
Like,
it
you
go.
better know every lyric off of that shit. That's all you listen to. What I've noticed about, like, places I've worked since I moved down here, they've had less of a musical knowledge than I had when I was in Rockford.
Oh, yeah?
But all my friends, like, in Rockford, like you guys and everything, you guys had great taste in music. You talked about music.
Mm-hmm.
People I meet down here, I don't really listen to music a whole lot. Like, unless it's on the radio. It's just like, you kidding me?
You have one of the busiest, biggest music meccas right next to you.
This is exactly what I'm saying. And I'm like, are you insane? Like, I need to, like, maybe I need to move to Nashville or something and, like, more in touch with. I've like, when I pick up, like, somebody on, like, rideshare or something, and if I know they're a musician or something, we can talk. We'll just talk the whole trip about music stuff. And I think that's what I just need to maybe do. Get a new set of friends out here that, like, don't, like. And then the one guy that I do talk about with friends, he's got an awful, awful taste in music. He's the guy, and I think you like probably some of the stuff that he likes. I'm not bashing him, but it's just like, in my opinion, he's the one. What was the album you said you had? It was something like an all-star album. It was a clear vinyl. You have some kind of, like, oh god. Oh, it was with the dude from Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, Desert Sessions.
Yes, he likes that. That I do too. I like those guys. I like that too. But he's got some taste. He's got the most eclectic taste I've ever heard. One of his favorite bands is Ween. Are you ever listen?
Yep.
Do you like Ween? I don't
know. I'd have to give him another spin to really think about it, but I think I've like one of their songs.
Butthole Surfers is on his list. But he's got the money. He's like, dude, you got to hear the song back, well, and I'll give him a chance. And I'm just like, dude, I'm a big fan. I'm not a big fan. But then I'm like, how about this? And he's like, yeah, it's okay. We'll go, like, I worked with him at Gibson. We'll go and we'll go to some, like, vinyl shops and stuff and search around and stuff. But it's like, dude, I can't. Some of the stuff is okay, but man, most of it's like, buddy. And it's just funny because, like, the one musical guy I found, he's got a horrible taste in music.
You never know. His horrible taste in music might introduce you to something new.
That's true. I guess I shouldn't be so narrow-minded, but it's funny. Um, so I thought that was just kind of funny that leading that with Madison. Just we talked about Hurt with Johnny Cash and stuff like that. I played both versions for her, and she's like, "Oh god, this is totally different." I just love like opening her mind to like new shit like that because it's just like I didn't have anybody do that for me.
No.
I had to find it all on my own, and there's still a ton of stuff that I don't even know.
Yeah.
And it's like amazing, you know. That's why I like doing this kind of stuff. I'm gonna jump into different stuff. What was the one? Oh, God, I can't even think of it now. I'm something to go back and watch it. I'm gonna jump in and listen to that Tony's album or no, Leonard and Ezra. I'm gonna jump into that. I want so I'm just gonna be able to educate myself more. And maybe it'll turn into my favorite album. Who knows?
I mean, yeah, you never know. I mean, with Lucas right now, I mean, he's always grown up. I mean, I'm always playing music or something like that.
He's got a great what's the word? Oh man, what's the word? You're setting the right precedent for between you and Melissa both with your style, your knowledge of music.
Yeah, and that's just it. I mean, like his first was it his first vinyl? I think one of his first vinyls that he bought was the Gorillaz' first album.
Nice.
And stuff like that. And it's like he's like, well, you listen to it and I like it, so I'm going to buy it. Okay, cool. And then we started doing vinyl again about 3 years ago. So he was 11. So that's a fairly early age to start finding your groove of music.
Yeah.
And I just let him go with it. I mean, he's really into like more heavy metal stuff right now, and it's funny because it's the heavy metal bands I introduced him to. He's like, I really like them. I'm like, yeah, they're talented, but he's really into heavy metal right now, and he it's always cool because he'll come up to me and be like, oh, I heard this great song. Do you want to listen to it with me? Well, yeah, of course I want to listen to a song that you think is cool. The fact that you want to share music with me now, I'm just like, cool.
Yeah,
it's awesome. And then he's playing music now. I mean, he plays bass, guitar, drums, vocals, and piano. And it's like, it's great to hear him. Like, he's written about 3 or 4 songs now on the guitar, and he'll be like, hey, I want you to listen to this because I want to know if it sounds like anybody else that you've heard before. It's like, okay. And he'll start playing something like, well, that sounds like that. That sounds like that. That sounds like that. But none of that was ever put together before. So congratulations, that's your song now.
Right.
And he's like, oh, okay. So I won't get in trouble for that. I'm like, no.
That's funny.
But yeah,
Madison's 12, and I think that she's at a decent. Like, she's 12 is kind of you're getting into your comprehension of like music a little bit more. I mean, she's got music class and stuff, but and I've always like been the proprietor for she like stuff that's like mainstream top 40 stuff. She likes that a great deal, a decent amount. There's a couple songs she really likes. That's top 40.
Yeah.
But I told her, I said, that's fine. I don't mind that you listen to top 40 music, but don't limit yourself.
Right.
Like, and I'm hoping that, like, someday, we both share an account on Spotify. So I'm hoping that someday she'll, like, oh, I was talking about that guy the other day. And just like, pink. And, like, and then she'll start listening to it. And she'll end up, like, it's like you better listen to this or you're blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be that, but I'm just going to say, check it out. Listen to it, and if like if it's like a song on the radio, like on the rock station, whatever, the song comes on, she'll try to change it. Hey! What? You don't ever heard this song? Give it a chance. It's a good song. And so I'll make her sit through songs, and like listen. And I'm like, even if you might not like it now, maybe you will next time you hear it, or time with that. Maybe you won't. Who cares? We'll just give it a chance.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, Lucas got a Billy Gibbons, the ZZ Top guy. He got one of his guitars. One of his guitars. They came out with a Billy Gibbons style.
That's cool.
Is it Strat? I think it is. Anyways, or Telly, I can't remember. But he got that, and I was like, well, do you know the name and you know which band he is? I was like, what? Have you listened to his music? He's like, well, no. I'm like, well, if you're gonna be playing a Billy Gibbons guitar, you need to learn one ZZ Top song. was like, I already had the greatest hits downloaded, and I said we share an Amazon account, the music account, and I was like, you need to just at least just listen to the greatest hits, just touch on that. And he listened to it, and now he'll be walking around the house, or we'll be outside doing the yard work, and I hear his phone. It'll go from Avenged Sevenfold to Slipknot to a ZZ Top classic. I'm like, okay.
Every girl's crazy about a shy man.
He
uh,
loves the song Flashback or Double Back from they did Back to the Future 3 soundtrack.
oh man, I
He
remember.
loves that
I don't know.
song.
Let me go back and listen to that. 'Cause I can't remember how it goes. But Billy Gibbons is a phenomenal guitar
Oh,
player. Man. It's crazy. He's a great blues player.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like that's what's funny because like man, ZZ Top is always so over the top and I don't know goofy,
Yeah.
but like dude, those guys they got some licks, man.
Well, that's just it. Like, if you go back to like their late '60s, early '70s stuff before they became popular, you hear that a lot more. You can see when they're like, oh, well, we're signed to a big company. We're going to start making more money if we play the poppier styles of our
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But you listen to the older stuff, like there's some pretty deep cuts that they've dived into in their older stuff.
That's awesome.
But anyways, yeah,
All
it
right.
is fun passing the music knowledge on to the kids.
Oh, definitely, man. No, I love that they're at this age.
Yeah,
That we both are sitting in the same spot, 11 and 12. So
yeah.
this little band, I've had a lot of British bands actually. Now that I think about it, I mean, U2's not really British, but they're over across the pond, British Irish, and then let's see, Daft Punk, The Who, Bush. I think not like 50% is at least. That's funny. Pink Floyd. Wow, I didn't realize that they've ruled my musical taste.
You've had every single part of the British invasions that could have ever happened.
Almost. Need the Beatles in here. Ton of Beatles. No Beatles. This album though was special for a number of reasons, and you'll remember this, I'm sure. But this is like an FU album to record labels where they didn't charge a damn dime for it, or let you choose your how much you want to pay for it.
Okay.
You got to guess?
Is it the Rainbows?
And Rainbows.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's when I saw them in concert. Was when that album came out.
Oh my god, I'm so jealous of you.
Yeah, don't be too jealous.
Why?
I was with Joe and Melissa, and about 45 minutes into it, they're both like, "This is boring." Yeah, I saw about an hour and 15 minutes of a 3-hour show. Yeah.
Dude.
The whole first hour was them just going through just their instrumentals.
Really? Maybe
Yeah.
that might be kind of annoying then.
I can
I
understand.
I agree. I would like be intrigued by it, but I could see how like late people might be gonna. It's more like a super fan type concert.
Yeah.
And like
I mean,
you gotta be really into it,
Yeah, it was cool. I enjoyed it, and then they're like, "Can we go?" I'm like, it was Lollapalooza, so we went and saw other people, but it was like, come on.
Weird. That's weird that they do that. Like I still don't care. They just don't fucking care.
No, he does not care.
This album, though, man, I did not know I was gonna like it as much as I did because what was the big song on that? I didn't even know what the big single was on this.
Puzzle.
Oh,
Puzzle's falling.
Yeah, Jigsaw falling into pieces. I think there was one other one too. I can't remember now, but dude, from start to finish, I can listen to this album every single. This could be my desert. If you're like you're on a ship that crashes on a desert, I don't know, with a record player, and you only have one record, this would be the one.
Nice.
I easily listen to this every single day. I don't think I get sick of it. It would take probably a good long bit because it's one of those layered albums where it's like there's so many different things going on during every song, and then the individuality of every instrument. I mean, when you start getting multiple guitars in on a band, there's a lot of stuff that happens with like you don't hear the bass quite as well because it's competing against 2 or 3 other guitars,
Hmm.
or like even 2 guitars. It's hard almost sometimes to differentiate between which guitar is playing what.
Hmm.
And with them, they've got 3 guitar players, and you can hear the bass. You can hear each one of the guitars exactly the way that they're supposed to be, and it's just amazing to me. And I don't know why. This is one of those albums I think I might have messed up with my vinyl, like playing it, and it's kind of
Oh no.
it sounds poppier than it should. So I almost want to rebuy it just kind of see, just so I can have a nice pristine version. Um, but when it first came out, I didn't pay a damn dime for that record, that download. I'm like, I'll get it back, I'll get it back. And they released it on obviously this, but they also released a CD. Did you ever see the CD version of it? CD version
No.
of it came in like a little sleeve. And it was like a little green or in rainbow sleeve, like a little. It looked like a single. You pull it out, and it had stickers. It had a sticker that you put the label on. You put the label on the actual CD, and then like I think you had to. It might have come with a jewel case, but I can't remember. I think you had to find your own jewel case, and then it had like a spine stickers. So you'd make
Uh-huh.
your own album cover with stickers.
I might have to find that just to have that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, because I remember Luke bought it that way because he's like, I didn't pay anything. I think he paid like $5 for the download, but then he bought the record too, and he bought that the CD. And then if I find it later or something, I'll send you a shout. I'll share it with you. But then I bought the record too. I'm like, they got my money either way. You hear how much they made off of that? Doing that the first go around.
Mm-mm.
Just having just only the MP3 out set out for whatever price you want to pay. Make $4 million off that. That went in their pocket instead of the big labels.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy? $4 million fucking dollars.
I've heard he's a complete asshat, but you know what? He's
Yeah,
a
I don't know.
smart man.
I've heard a lot of like different things about it too. Maybe he's just so weird, like we're not on his level that he comes across that way. I don't know.
What movie was it? They did that or he did a solo album and they did a movie. Who was that? They did a movie with him, some big director. I can't remember who it was now.
Hmm. I've got another one of his. I've got one of his solo albums. His first solo
Yeah.
album called The Eraser.
Hmm.
That's an awesome. That could just be another or an actual Radiohead album. I mean, it sounds like just like Radiohead down to everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, this album, man, I don't know. I can't explain it. Like it's like it's one of those type of things where what's one of those songs here I'm gonna talk about? Okay, the song called House of Cards. All right, you can't. I've never heard a song like that's been written about this kind of information. Even if you were to sing about it back in like you would never sing about it back in like the 50s and 60s, but nowadays it's just like, are you serious? Okay, it's called this is first couple 2 lines. I don't want to be your friend. I just want to be your lover. And then it says, no matter how it ends, forget about how your house of cards. Oh, no, sorry. No matter how it ends, no matter how or how it starts. Then if you go down a little bit further, it says, forget about your house of cards, and I'll do mine. Just throw your keys in the bowl, kiss your husband goodnight. It's a freaking key party.
Yeah.
He's singing about fucking other people. Are you fucking kidding me? I heard that and I was like, hold up. Go back. We gotta throw your keys in the bowl, kiss your husband goodnight. Oh my gosh, man. That is crazy, dude. Oh man, and there's a lot of like things saying where it's like denial. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy, man.
I've always been a big fan of their song "I Might Be Wrong."
Oh, yeah.
I've always loved that beginning of that song.
I've got OK Computer over there. That could have been in this top 10 easily. I've got that, like I said, that solo album that could have been over here easily. I mean, man, it's such a. They are in my top like this. They're in like my top 3 best favorite bands, like because of this album mostly. But I mean,
Yeah.
OK Computer, man, is awesome. It might be
Yeah.
wrong. It might be wrong on that album. I thought it was. I might be wrong.
Hold on. I'm trying to think now if is it on that one. I didn't think it was.
Everybody's like, all our number of fans here. It definitely is, or it definitely isn't. It definitely isn't. Where is that though? Is that on one of the later ones? Like
Amnesiac.
Yeah, Amnesiac. Amnesiac or Amnesiac?
That's the one that's on.
Yeah.
Amnesiac.
I like that album too. I think that was one of my first albums over there that I bought. You hear me?
Yeah.
It's kind of clicking, so I'm sure.
Oh.
Man, that's just such a great band. Like
They are.
between like the man, I don't know how to explain it. Then if you ever listen to, they did a live straight through version on like VH1 or MTV or something down in their basement. You ever see that?
Really?
When this came out, it was called In the Basement. Like, yeah, look up YouTube look on YouTube, Radiohead In the Basement, and they do they're like in a circle, and it's really cool. Like, I mean, you see how everybody's playing, like what everybody's playing what. And then they also released videos for a couple of those songs. They had one that I think House of Cards had. It was this weird laser. Mimi, stop pumping the laser. Where it shows like his face is all like these like pixels kind of, but they filmed the entire video with this camera that only used lasers.
Huh.
It's really fucking weird. I'll have to send you a link because like it just you see him and like he's not. You can see his face, but it's all computer digitized into like a very monochromatic. Like his whole face is one color, and then like whatever else you're seeing is just individual colors of like buildings and weird ass shit. Man, they got some crazy minds. And then I know Jigsaw falling into pieces. Did you ever see that one? That one's great.
So.
They're all wearing helmets. They got like GoPros on like a little beams. So like wherever they're turning, that's how you ever seen that kind of shit. Where like you're just like, and they're looking around with the whole camera's like moving around. It's great. And the drummer looks hilarious, and it's just like it's bouncing. Oh yeah, I wish we could play stuff, man. We need to make a lot of money off of this thing. That way we can just pay the rights. We're like, fuck it, pay the rights.
Go ahead, sue me.
We're gonna pay. No, don't sue. Don't want to get sued. Like, how much is it? Oh, 10 grand. All right, yeah, I'm gonna play it for real.
10 grand. Achoo.
Achoo, credit card. Man, it's just one of those. I'll have to send you the video of that both of those. Man, it's so great.
Nice.
Well, shit, that was long but good.
Yeah.
I hope people will watch this and be like, oh yeah, I know. Got a big fan of the podcast. So she'll like it. Brenda.
Okay.
You ever see her posting? My boss's wife, one of my ex-boss's wife. She's like always like she was like early into like, oh, I love listening to you guys on podcasts, whatever. But I think she's been behind. She needs to catch up. She was saying one time she's like, I need to catch up because I didn't even know you guys are on YouTube. Like, dang, girl.
Yeah, I'll admit the first couple of ones on YouTube, I didn't watch them. I just listened to them while I was driving.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Chris has been slacking on getting them up on like iTunes and stuff like that. He's gonna one day he'll just probably just binge like 5 episodes on one day just on the actual podcast. If I knew how to do it, I don't know. He goes through a bunch of different steps to get it on there. So if I knew how to do it, I'd do it. Maybe he'll have to teach me someday. He's got like saved passwords on his stuff on his computer and stuff, so it'd be kind of a pain in the butt. Maybe I don't know. Figure something out. I don't mind it being on YouTube. Like solely. I want it to be elsewhere too, where people can just
Right.
listen to it. But at least, yeah, you can just put it on your phone and just at least, I'm a dumbass. Sometimes I got a little cell phone holder. If it's a podcast that I like to watch too, I'm like, no car accidents.
Yeah, I got to be careful with that. I got too many country bumpkins out here driving their big old trucks.
Yeah. Well, we've got people that don't know how to drive at all down here. You
That
don't have
doesn't
to.
surprise me.
You don't have to take a driver's ed test. You don't have to take driver's ed to get your driver's license.
What?
Yeah. You can just read the book, go and take the test.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's not good.
You,
That's scary.
Yeah, you got to get your permit, and then that's when you start actually learning how to drive, like where you have to drive with somebody. But you didn't have that. We didn't have that back in the day. I mean,
No, that's
you
weird.
had to go like driver's ed for like a good couple months before
Yeah,
behind a car.
yeah. Do the stupid simulators and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, those simulators are a crack up. We didn't have them at our school. We had them at the public school next door. So we had to walk across like the soccer field to get to their place, and then they just had these little old school. They were old school, man. Did you have like the? Is this a big like projection on the?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big projection. You had the speedometer right here. Then you had the steering wheel that was the size of a wheel.
And if you go too fast, you're like ding on you. You're like
Yeah.
you can't pass the limit. Then we had to go to Guilford.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Because like, they had we just a little private school, Christian life didn't have that money.
Yeah,
Those things are probably like $5,000 a piece or something stupid.
Probably. I just remember doing that, and you had a assigned car number, and every once in a while, if you started speeding or if you weren't going at all of a sudden it started to be like 52, go! It's like, dude.
Yeah, it would ding. It would ding to them or something, tell them what number.
Yeah.
But like our teacher, we had like kind of a small class sometimes. I think it was probably like 20 people maybe. And we had my driver's ed teacher was also my health teacher and my PE teacher, so he knew us for a long time.
Yeah.
And he'd like, the Freeman, going too fast. And like you start turning, and you're like going through your intersection, but you're like turning the wrong way. Buzz on you, and you're like, slow down. That was hilarious. Those are the days.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thank you for listening. We're gonna wrap it up there. I think we're gonna get a little slap happy, but
yeah,
it's all good. It's all good. So
just gotta get up in a few hours.
Yeah, I know. I probably won't go to bed for another couple hours.
Uh-huh.
I'll send you all the links. She'll be like, "Damn, he sent that link at 4:00 in the morning." But if you guys like what we're doing, I think this is a really cool episode. We should do more of this kind of stuff. I think it'd be cool. We could maybe even do like a top 5 of just overall albums like in our life.
Okay.
Not necessarily just vinyl, but just like, or I don't know. We maybe try to tweak it a little bit differently. I don't know. We'll have to talk about it. But if you like it, go ahead and subscribe. You can subscribe. We really want subscribers. We want listeners. And we want likes and like comments and all that good stuff. So if you liked it, cool. Then if you didn't, okay, that's fine. Maybe we'll find another video for you that you like. So thanks for watching, guys. There. Thanks, Nick. Talk to you later, guys.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
I pretend like you're dancing to music. And it. Oh wait. What? Stop.